Okay, so my time is exactly 6:40 p.m. 6:40 p.m. and we are starting. You are all welcome once again to our Father's Day webinar. I'll start by saying Happy Father's Day to all the fathers on the call, those who are fathers, those who are potential fathers, and those who are playing various fatherly roles. We are grateful to God for your lives. My name is Wisdom Kwame Kujoji, the Vice Principal of 2C Institute of Counseling and Technology, the institution that organized this program. And I'll be your moderator for today. I'll be your moderator for today. We'll be having a good interaction. I see a lot of women have joined. I see some men as well, but I see a lot of names that are women. I believe that you joined with your phone and your partners are with you to listen through it. In any case, we are glad to have our women around. Please, if you can hear me, let me hear your voice, a hi or a good evening, so that we know you are here.
Hi.
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 Good
Good evening.
Hello.
The women are here.
Hi.
For them.
Yeah.
We will tell them.
Yeah, man, I want to hear your voice. I can't hear them.
Yeah, yeah,
Hi, bro.
yeah.
Hi. Hi.
Oh,
Hi,
okay. That's
hi.
great. That's great. All right. Thank you all. Thank you all so much for joining. And thank you. So I'll mute everyone throughout the presentation. When it's time, there'll be a time for questions and answers. At that time, you will be allowed to unmute and speak. That will ensure that we don't have so much distraction from people's backgrounds. And the presentation, during the presentation, if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat just so that you don't forget, or you can note it down by you so that when it comes to the time for questions and answers, you'll be able to refer to your notes. This evening, we are privileged to have a father with us. I had the opportunity to serve as his teaching assistant at the University of Ghana. And so I know him firsthand, and I've known him over the years. Very calm, very understanding, an amazing father. He is a senior lecturer in the Department of Teacher Education, University of Ghana, and a certified counselor and member of the Ghana Psychological Association, GPA. He is also currently a board member of the 2C Institute of Counseling and Technology and a professional counseling psychologist with Counselor Prince and Associates Consult. He holds a PhD in guidance and counseling from the University of Education, Winneba, and a Master of Philosophy degree in guidance and counseling, as well as a Bachelor of Education degree in psychology, both from University of Cape Coast, Ghana. His areas of specialty are guidance and counseling, as well as teacher education. And his research interests are in school and academic counseling, teacher education, and pedagogy. Our presenter is a lover of children, that I know for sure. And he has been teaching Sunday school. Even at this stage of his life, he's still teaching Sunday school. He's been teaching Sunday school since 1998 until now. And he currently teaches at the Children's Ministry of the Lawrence Wolf Parish of Evangelical Presbyterian Church, Ghana, in Tema Community 1. He's also very passionate about young people and how their development goes. He's been vice president of the EP Students Union, EPSU, and he also became the vice president of EPSU. So he's been the vice president of EPSU at the college level. He was vice president at the university level at UCC, and he served as the patron of EPSU when he was at St. Francis College of Education teaching. And he taught there for 12 years. He taught at St. Francis College of Education for 12 years. And currently, he is the patron of the Education Students Association at the University of Ghana. Our presenter is a married man, a family man, married for 20 years and counting. He is a father to 4 biological children and 2 adopted children. And many children, including myself, are under his love and his care. And this evening, I am privileged and proud to welcome Dr. John Sedofia to serve as our facilitator for this evening's session on Superman is Tired, Managing the Psychological Load of Fatherhood. Doc, if you can hear me, you're welcome. Please, let's appreciate him. You can say any welcome or put it in the chat. Let's appreciate Doc as he takes us.
Welcome, Doc.
Hello. Welcome.
Great.
You are
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Wisdom, for doing
Welcome,
me.
Doctor. God bless you.
God bless
All
you
right.
too. I'm great. Wisdom, please allow my video so that I can show my face for those people who do not
Yes,
know
please.
me.
So, okay. Doc, you can try again.
No, it's still not opening.
Oh. Okay. I think it's done.
Great.
It's open.
Great. It's open now. Once again, Wisdom, thank you. And good evening to all of you. Happy to have all of you here. Happy to hear the female voices. Happy to hear the male voices. A very happy Father's Day to all the men on the call, especially the women who are playing fatherly roles. I'm aware that some women are better fathers than even the men. I'm glad to have you. And trust me, this evening is going to be interactive. It's going to be informative. And I'm glad particularly that the women are here. They'll take their lessons, share them with their spouses. And those women who, for one reason or the other, may not have spouses, will share them with their loved ones so that the story can go on and on and on and on, so that Superman can become very, very popular. Once again, I'm glad to be with you. I'm going to switch off my video at this point to allow us to have a very nice bandwidth for this interaction, if you permit me. So I'll switch it off at this moment. And Wisdom, kindly allow me to share my presentation with the audience.
No, please, you can.
Great. It's not allowing me. Okay, you have to stop sharing what is on the screen currently.
Okay, sorry. Please, you can.
Great. Thank you. Please let me know if you can see my screen.
It's still opening. Okay, so it's in.
Great. So ladies and gentlemen, this evening we are discussing the topic, as we were told already. Superman is tired. Aye. And we are looking at how to manage the psychological load of fatherhood. Let me say that there are various angles to look at this topic from. We can look at the spiritual load of fathers, the financial load of fathers, the physical load of fathers. But we are not interested in those things. We are not interested in them not because they are not important. They are important, but by virtue of the work we do as psychologists or counselors, we feel it is important to look at the psychological part, which is why we are looking at this angle. So please fasten your seatbelts and come along with me. By the end of the webinar, I expect you to be able to discuss the psychological load associated with fatherhood, to identify common emotional and mental health challenges fathers experience quietly, to recognize barriers that prevent fathers from seeking support, to learn some practical strategies that we can help fathers with so that they can cope and become resilient, and above all, to develop a personal fatherhood well-being action plan that fathers will live by so that henceforth they will become better and stronger fathers. Excuse me. Okay, now let's proceed. Here is a question on the screen for you. I'm going to play a video, but I want you to look at the question first. And let me pre-inform you once again that I want this presentation to be as interactive as possible. So from time to time, I'm going to be asking you a few questions, and I'll expect the audience to unmute and then interact, share their thoughts and views as and when I want you in. So the question on the screen is, how would you describe the older boy in the video? Would you describe the older boy as a mother, as a father, a brother, or a father figure? Okay, so I'm going to show the video to you pretty soon. In this video, there are two boys, or if you like, two men. So permit me to stop sharing the current screen and then go ahead now and share with you the video. After that, I'll hear your thoughts. Wisdom, please let me know if you can see a video on the screen.
Yes, please. It's showing.
I'm going to start. Let me know if you can hear the sound. Can you hear?
Yes, please.
Great. So now let's start. Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your eyes glued on this screen. Watch the video. After that, I would like you to answer the question. It's just a 1.5 minute video. It will be done soon.
Mama.
All right. There you have it. Clap for the boy, clap for the boy, clap for the boy. Now, let me share back my slide and invite your comments on what you saw, whether The older boy in the video you just saw is a mother, a father, a brother. Excuse me. Let me pause that. Okay. Now we are back to this screen. Please answer the question. The older boy in the video, is he a mother, a father figure, a brother, or something that I have not captured here? What do you think? Wisdom, please help me. Let's pick a few answers. You can put your answers in the chat if you want to. If you want to speak, you can use the hand raise option and share your thoughts.
Okay, Doc. So Senna is saying mother role. Gasco is saying he's a mother. And Rita is saying mother role. Adelaide, mother figure. Hannah, mother figure. Kingsley is saying a brother.
Okay.
Answer says caregiver.
Wow.
And
interesting answers.
Brother is supporting role. Marjorie
Right.
Mother's role.
Okay. Wisdom, thank you. Thank you. And thanks to all of you who have shared your views on the video. Very interesting video, you would say. Yes. So that is the beginning of fatherhood for that young boy you see taking care of his younger brother. And as we move ahead, you will see many more of the things that fathers do, which makes them sometimes suffer unduly. Here is another question for you. And here I would like you to type your answer in the chat box. What expectations do society, family, and even fathers themselves place on fathers? Do they put on them the responsibility or the expectation of someone who is strong, someone who is a provider, as a problem solver, as a protector, as a leader, as someone who should never complain, or someone who should always be available? When we think about the word father, what expectations do people have of them? Is it any of these words over here, or is it even something entirely outside what I have listed here? Share your thoughts in the chat. Wisdom, let's hear a few of them.
Some are saying all the above.
Wow.
Say protector, provider, a leader, family hero. Never complain. You are a man. Men don't cry. Never complain.
One more and then one more.
So one person says all apply, most especially never complain.
Great. Thank you very much, those of you who have shared your thoughts. You see, the key message is that many fathers are expected to be superheroes. We are expected to be the picture that is at the left. We are expected to be as strong as Superman and carry the whole world on our shoulders, like Superman is doing in the picture that is on the left. So these are some of the expectations society places on people that are called fathers. And if you are a father that is carrying the whole world, or that is expected to carry the whole world, you understand what we are talking about. But the real fact is that we do not have superheroes or supermen who are real fathers. They do not exist. If superheroes or supermen don't exist, who then exists? Human beings that are playing the roles of fathers do exist. So, my dear colleague fathers, and potential fathers, and mothers who are playing fatherly roles. We do know that the responsibilities of a father are so enormous, but do not mistake the enormity to be carrying the entire world on your shoulders. Because if you do, when we move forward, I'll share with you what will happen if you try to carry the entire world on your shoulders. But here is the real catch. Being a superhero or being a father that does everything is actually a myth. The myth part, one of them, is that men are said to be emotionally strong. Because they are emotionally strong, you should be able to face everything and anything that comes from anybody of your family, any member of your family, particularly from those you are not expecting it from. But the fact is that men are not always, or all men are not always emotionally strong. Men experience pain just like anybody. They experience pain like children, like women, like anybody else. Another myth is that fathers should always know what to do. Oh, my dear fathers, it is good for a father to know what to do. But the reality is that fatherhood or parenting is something that is learned. You cannot become a good father or a great father just overnight. It is something that you must learn and be committed to and be ready to make amends as you make mistakes along the way. Gradually, you improve and become a very great father. Another myth is that asking for help is a sign of weakness. So if you are a man or you are a father and you have any trouble, you have any problem, you should never complain, you should never ask for help because you are the father. But that is just a myth. The truth is that asking for help actually shows that you are a good man, you are a strong man, you are a wise man. And the last myth, which says that good fathers sacrifice everything. The reality, my dear friends, is that good fathers also should care for themselves. Yes, of course, you are a father, you must provide for your wife and children, you must provide for those other people that are under your care. But another very important point is that you must care for yourself, because if you crash, if you are not there, then those people are not there either. Or if they are there, they are going to suffer. So you should learn to take very good care of yourself as a father or as a man. Now, let us look at some things that make up the whole thing we are calling fatherhood. And I have tried to describe it as a mixed bag. A mixed bag because fatherhood can be seen as something that is rewarding. Yes, those of you who are fathers know what I'm talking about. That there are times when you find fatherhood really very rewarding. But at the same time that you find fatherhood rewarding, it is also challenging. We must admit that. It is exhausting. It is beautiful as the dove or anything you can think of as the rose flower. But fatherhood can as well be confusing. It can be really very stressful. But at the same time, it can equally be meaningful. So we see that fatherhood can be a mixture of all of these things, which is why I describe it as a mixed bag. Or traveling on a 100-kilometer road. And that road is made up of some climbing to be done, some descending to be done, some flat ground. So you find the whole process of being a father or fatherhood to be something that is made up of some ups, some downs, some joys, some beautiful moments that you can think about. I have a question. What is a psychological load? Now we want to understand, because in this webinar, we want to be able to manage the psychological load that comes with fatherhood. Psychological load refers to an emotional burden, mental demands, constant responsibilities, invisible planning and worrying that most of us don't see, all of which accompany a role. And what role are we referring to here? Your role as a father. And all of these things include thinking, planning, monitoring, trying to solve problems here and there, emotional regulation, making sure that even if you have emotions, you manage them, you regulate them, so that many people don't know what you are going through. All of these things constitute psychological load. And I ask you, what keeps fathers awake at night? What makes them unable to sleep? What makes them unable to have the so-called 7-hour, 8-hour sleep per night that people talk about? There are a lot of things that keep them awake. And I'll share a few of them with you. We have here, number one, financial pressures. I can hear somebody saying in their mind that I can relate. Yes, financial pressures can keep fathers awake. And what are some of those pressures? Paying the bills. These days, water bill, electricity bill, school fees, paying rent, especially if you are living in the cities. Kumasi, Takoradi, Accra. The rent is mind-boggling. Healthcare, making sure that as you are taking care of all of those things, you're also making plans for the future, so that when you are no longer in active work, there can be something that you and the family will rely on. So all these constitute financial pressures that keep fathers awake. Then we also have family responsibilities. Making parenting decisions, particularly when the kids are young and when they are growing and becoming adolescents, when they are going to grow and get out of your home, move into independence, taking all those decisions. It can place a lot of burden on fathers and keep them awake at night. Managing relationships with their spouses, taking care of household responsibilities. All of these keep fathers awake. Then we have the social expectations, particularly in a part of the world where we are expecting fathers and men, for that matter, to be strong, to exhibit masculine characteristics. We don't expect men to cry, even if they are hurting so much, so badly. And psychologists tell us that shedding tears is therapy in itself. But our culture, our society, frowns on men crying. Some of these things keep men awake. In fact, society also expects that because you are a man, or since you are a man, you should never fail. If you are into business, you should never fail. If you do something, you should never fail. These things put pressure on fathers. The last but not the least that I have put here on this slide is personal aspirations. As there is financial pressure, family responsibilities, social expectations on the father, there is that pressure also coming from the personal angle. I must build myself. I must have a career for myself as a teacher, as a lawyer, as a banker, as an IT expert, as an actuarial scientist, and so on and so forth. So the person is thinking of taking another degree or even starting the first degree. The person is thinking of doing a PhD. The person is thinking of taking another job. The person has a dream, probably to work at the UN, and is working towards that. The person has something to actualize, so that when the person does those things, then they can say, now I have arrived. As the man is thinking about all of those things, the pressures coming from social expectations, financial angle, and the family responsibilities are also mounting. So these things keep a father awake at night and deprive them from sleeping the 8 hours or 7 hours. If you are lucky, you have 5 hours sleep. So the real question I have here is, which fatherhood challenge is the most stressful? And I'm happy to have my colleague fathers here. So I would like you to open your microphone and share a few thoughts with us. Which of the fatherhood pressures I have listed here is the most stressful? And why is that stressful? Share a few thoughts. Let's proceed with the presentation. Wisdom, please help me.
Please, you can raise your hand and then I'll call you.
Great.
I can't see any hand, but in the chat,
Okay.
one of us is saying, where are you? Yes, finances. I believe this impacts all the issues as the absence of funds can stress a man considering any of the responsibilities he has. And Kingsley also is adding the financial problem.
Great. Thank you.
I see a hand. No.
Okay, so, let's go on.
Gasco, please, you can speak.
Thank you. It has been said earlier, it's the financial that is giving more of the pressure. When you have financial pressure on you, on the night, the whole night, you are thinking of finding alternative means.
Okay.
Great. Thank you, Gasco, for sharing those thoughts. Do we have another hand?
No, dog. Great. Okay, so Ernest.
Thank you.
Sorry, I couldn't hear Ernest.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
yeah,
please.
I can hear now.
Yeah, I would say all the four. Financial pressures. Like, I'm calling from London. I don't know where. But if you're living in London, like you're living abroad, the bills that you have to pay, so much, and especially those in Ghana, they may think, oh yeah, in abroad you're okay, but at times you go to a lot, if you're going to a lot, you don't have anyone to contact or to get the help from, so you as a father, you have to bear all the burden. And the thinking around the financial implication of that things here, because those in Ghana, they don't know what you're going through. Or would be asking you, okay, can you help me here? Can you help me there? Meanwhile, you're going through your own financial struggles. And the fact that you're abroad, they think, oh, you're okay. But it's not that easy, And it comes to family responsibilities. Again, the same thing. You are here, you're abroad. The family think that, oh, you're okay there. So all the family members, or if not all of them, some of them are expecting something from you. So if you're not able to fulfill that sort of expectation, then it creates some thinking. Now you go to bed and you'll think, oh, how can I meet all this expectation? So it's about managing that, but it's not easy to manage that as well. Then social expectation, yeah, that's common among we the men, that you don't have to cry, you have to be strong. That's the culture side of things. But at times, as you said, if you want to cry, you have to cry. If you have to cry, cry and just bring everything, the emotions out. But we try to take everything in, thinking that by doing so, it makes us feel strong, but it weakens you at the end of the day. It make you, to wake you up. It will make, and the personal aspiration, yes. You want to do something different. You want to build a house here. What you do here, especially some of us in abroad. You want to buy a house here, you want to buy a house in Ghana, not something not in your hometown or in Accra. So you are working with someone, you earn the same income, like you are working with a white person in the UK. I'm giving you as an example. You earn the same income, all right? They are here, so they spend their money on their rent, everything. They get extra money to go on holidays here and there. But you are here, you are paying the same rent as the person who lives in the UK for good. And at the same time, you're looking at doing something in Ghana, not only in your hometown, also in Accra. Then your families are pushing you here and there. So it makes life so difficult. So as men, it's a lot. It's a lot. We have to go through a lot. As by the time we try to, find a way to manage that, and keep quiet about it. But we have to talk about it so that it bring out the emotions and just so that I can feel free. So that's the contribution I can make. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much, Ernest, for shedding light on all of that and what you and your kind are going through out there. And we are glad to hear that you are joining us all the way from the UK. Thank you so much. I hear the texters and those who have spoken to be saying one thing, that money answereth everything. Money answereth everything. Yes, so these things can contribute to the pressures that men, particularly fathers, have to go through. Now, let's proceed and see this. There are some psychological challenges that fathers face. And remember, the previous slide, we just talked about the hidden weight that fathers undergo. Here, we are talking about specifically the psychological challenges. And what are they? Research shows that fathers experience a lot of stress. A lot of stress coming from the factors we discussed from the previous slide. And that stress leads to anxiety. They become anxious. Hey, I'm a father. I'm taking care of someone's daughter. And I'm taking care of my own children. If I fail, my family, my friends, my society will laugh at me. They become anxious as a result. The stress and anxiety, if uncontrolled, they lead to depression. And once you are in depression zone, you are heading towards a place that you don't want to be. Unfortunately, many men overlook some of these things. And so some people say that there are many more widows than widowers, which means that many men are dying silently, quietly, than women are dying. And I say, why won't they die if they experience stress, anxiety, and depression? But that is not all. There is also burnout, which is the result of chronic emotional and physical exhaustion. Unfortunately, many of them are not able to voice it out, as our brother Ernest just pointed out. And the last but not the least, they experience guilt. They feel inadequate, both at work and at home. They feel inadequate in their church, if they attend church, in their Muslim community, if they are Muslims, or any religious community. Any cycle they find themselves in, they feel inadequate. They feel guilty. They compare themselves easily with their peers. And sometimes they draw certain conclusions about themselves, unfortunately. Now, I want us to reflect. Why do we talk less about fathers' mental health issues than the way we talk about the mental health issues that confront women? I would like to hear a few thoughts. Particularly, I would like to hear from the ladies who are on the call. You can speak your answer. You can type it in the chat box.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. This is Rhiannon.
Great. Let's hear you, Rhiannon.
Yeah, I think that less is said about men's mental health because one, ladies are quite vocal. We would want to say everything and we'll talk more of things, unlike the men who most of the time will bottle it up. As we are saying, traditionally, men don't cry. So even if it's something they'll have to even express for advice or guidance or even relate, it becomes a problem. So women are always out there. We are ready to talk. And once we say it, we are either supported or we are sympathized with, or we get a shoulder to lay our heads on. So once you say it, somebody thinks you need help. But when you don't say it, it means that there is nothing happening. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing those perspectives with us. I hear you saying that women are like water in a bottle. It is easily poured out when you are pouring it. But the men are like champagne in a bottle. It is corked. They cork their feelings and emotions in. And so once the cork gets out, the content spills or it explodes. Let's see another perspective if we have.
Yes, Doc. So Senna is saying local cultural norms. We are raised to assume that men are supermen and don't have issues. Or even if they do, they are not allowed to speak about it or show it.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. Do we have another?
Mavis is saying generally women are more outspoken than men. And Marjorie says because women are expressive. So a lot of the comments from our women are in that direction, that women are more expressive than men.
Okay, thank you very much. My dear colleagues, men or fathers, you have our pod this evening. And in Ghana, when we say you have, when we
Doc,
talk
please,
about
my hand is up.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Let's hear you. Please, whose hand is up? Your name?
Marjorie.
Marjorie, great. Okay. Let's hear you.
Okay, thank you, Doc. I think the mental health of men sometimes ignored or not paid attention to because they find solution in themselves. Most men feel having another woman by their side will help solve their problem. And so to me, they find solution inwardly somehow. So that's why perhaps nothing is done about this. Unlike we women, it's difficult for a woman to run into the arms of another man to seek refuge or to seek solace or to seek comfort. But a man can easily do that. And so most times I feel they do that in a way to kind of solve their problems. Thank you.
Okay. And they don't know that adding another woman is compounding the problem. Probably. Great. Thank you so much for all those perspectives. And what I was talking about is the fact that the women have given us their consultation. They have given us answers to why we should not allow challenges to the mental health challenges to overwhelm us. They say for them, they speak up. So if they speak up and it is good for them, why don't we also, the men, the fathers, speak up? Why should you experience stress, anxiety, depression, and burnout? All because you are bottling things up. Why don't you do all the things the women have shared with us? If it is good for the women, it should be good for the men. It should be good for the fathers. So my dear fathers, let us take a cue. Let's proceed. Fatherhood comes with certain identity challenges. Because when you become a father, your priorities change immediately. Your relationships are affected. Your lifestyle changes. the concept of yourself changes immediately. How and why do these things happen? Assuming you are planning to do another degree, and then you are lucky, so to speak, to have a child. That the coming of that child comes to interfere some way, somewhat with the additional degree you wish to take. Unfortunately, some of my colleagues use this as an excuse, so they are not able to do a lot of the things they plan to do. I'm sure some of you can relate to this. So I've heard some people who say, oh, well, I'd wanted to take another degree, but I've deferred that. I've decided to use the money to look after my kids in school. I've heard someone, an older person, not too old though, not too old to go to school, who said, no, 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 no. The person had the opportunity to upgrade himself in order to be in good standing at a certain workplace. But the person boastfully said, no, 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 I'm not going to do that. I'll use the money for the education of my children. And I ask, will the education of your children keep you at your current workplace where you have to do the additional studies to maintain? So that is a clear example of the fact that once you become a father, you are no longer the John, you are no longer the wisdom, you are no longer the Ernest or the Godfred that you were created to be. Something, some way, somehow changes about your lifestyle. The way you order things in your room will no longer be it. The way you want your things arranged in a certain order will no longer be there. And all of these lead many fathers to ask the question, am I doing enough? Am I a good father? Who am I right now? So it leads the men not to even believe that of all the toys they are going through to put food on the table, to make their spouses and children and other family members satisfied and comfortable, all those things are enough. So these are some of the identity challenges that come with fatherhood. Now, here's a case study. Kwame works full-time. He has 3 children. His elderly mother depends on him financially. He rarely sleeps more than 5 hours. His wife says he's emotionally distant. Now, I have 3 questions there for you. What pressures is Kwame facing? What signs of psychological strain do you observe in Kwame? And what support do you think Kwame needs in order to survive? Let's hear a few thoughts.
So please, you either type in the chat or raise your hand.
Great, thank you.
So Senna says financial, relationship, and social pressures. Shulamite Kofi, please, you can speak.
Okay, so the pressure Kwame is facing is financial pressure, work pressure, and even time pressure as well, and also family pressure.
Okay. Francis Eji.
Hello.
Hello, please, you can speak.
My little submission is that
Men are also going through the things they go through because sometimes it appears men are not really understood, and men find it very difficult to have favor. What a woman will say to somebody, and then she'll be heard, she'll be understood, she'll be heard. Man can explain his side, but because he's a man, he'll be seen as maybe lazy or not trying enough, and it's very difficult for him to get hand or get help. So when it happens like that,
Thank you so much. Sorry
they
for
they
cutting in,
they
but are you able to see what is on the screen right now? We have a case study, and the case study says Kwame works full time. He has 3 children. His elderly mother depends on him financially. He rarely sleeps more than 5 hours. His wife says he is emotionally distant. So we're asking 3 questions. What pressures is Kwame facing? What signs of psychological strain do you observe in Kwame? And what kind of support do you think Kwame needs?
yeah. So in terms of financial aspect of it is what I'm trying to talk about.
Yeah,
If
okay.
he's not able to meet all the financial responsibilities,
Yeah.
and perhaps he needs a support from somebody. Sometimes it's very difficult for men to get support because people feel men are men and they're supposed to work hard and be responsible for
Okay.
their activity for their adequate responsibilities. But women will just cry to somebody and easily they get their help. So
Well,
because of that kind of perception or those kind of things men go through, sometimes they decide not to even seek for the help at all. So they will call in, and that in itself also cause damage to them. So this is my also little um, submission or contribution.
Great. Thank you so much for that wonderful contribution. And thank you, Wisdom, for helping me with that. Yes, indeed, we can see that in this study, Kwame has financial challenges. Kwame has social challenges, relationship challenges, family pressures, and we can go on and on and on and on. What signs of psychological strain do you observe? Kwame obviously cannot sleep at night. And once you are not sleeping well, you are increasing the possibility of getting cardiovascular diseases. You are increasing the possibility of getting high blood pressure and other associated diseases. And Kwame clearly needs help. And some of you have shared the possible avenues that Kwame can get support. Kwame needs to speak up. Kwame needs to open up. Kwame needs to realize that he is not a Superman that should carry the entire world on his shoulders. Kwame needs to recognize that he is a human being that needs to take care of himself whilst taking care of the mother and the 3 children and the wife as well. Thank you very much, audience. You have been very wonderful audience for the wonderful contributions you have given. Let's proceed with the presentation. Now, let us look at the triple burden of a father. Many fathers are carrying burdens that they never talk about, and I've captured 3 of them here. And the first one is the burden of being a provider. They have to generate enough income, get enough money, which is why some fathers will take on 2, 3, sometimes 4 jobs so that they can put food on the table, so that they can pay the bills and do the many other things. Fathers are also parents. They have that burden of being a parent. Whilst you are working to put food on the table, it doesn't stop you from being a father that must be present. And usually we are told that as parents, we must be present for our children. We must be present for our spouses. because they do not care how much you put on the table. They do not care how much you bring home. Once you are not present, it becomes a problem. So as a father, you are thinking of how to take care of your wife, your children. You are thinking of how to be present. You are thinking of how to be a good father to them. Then again, as you are juggling between those things, providing and being a parent, you must also be a partner. You must be a good husband to your wife. You must be present, and you must be present, and you must be present. This is coded language. You see, so these are the triple P's, or the triple burden of being a father. Now, why do fathers don't seek help? We have shared some of the perspectives earlier. Here, I have 5 of them for you. They fear that they'll be judged. They fear they'll be judged as weak people. They fear they'll be judged as people who are not able to take care of their families. So they will not seek help. Again, you know, we are raised in a society that talks about, or that places masculinity at a certain pedestal. So many fathers or men would not like to seek help because they think that it is not masculine to be seeking help. It is, quote and unquote, weak people who should be seeking help. Men shouldn't seek help. So they would not like to seek help. Sometimes some men also are proud. Or if I seek help, they will think funny things about me. So, you know, I don't want to seek help when you actually need help. Some of them also lack knowledge about the fact that there is help available. Like the African proverb says, if you live at the riverside, you do not use spittle to wash your hands. But a lot of men, a lot of fathers are using spittle to wash their hands at the river bank. There is help available, yet they are not seeking help. Then also, they don't seek help because there is limited support, particularly in a part of the world. It is only few years ago that psychology is coming of age. Psychology, we are talking about it and organizing programs like this webinar that is going on right now, that people are getting to know or to hear that, oh, there is support. There is support. There is support. So these are some of the additional reasons why men or fathers do not seek help. Now, if you do not seek help, my dear colleague father, my dear colleague man, you are crashing yourself. So here I give you some warning signs that show that the Superman that you think you are, you will be crashing. You will be growing lean like the first picture to the right, and eventually you go to the second picture to the right. You may crash. So here I give you some warning signs. If you are constantly tired, it's a sign that Superman is crashing. If you are constantly irritated, the least thing makes you angry. What should make you laugh makes you angry is a sign that you are gradually crashing. If you are withdrawing from loved ones, from your family members, from your circles, it could be a sign that you are crashing. If you are having sleepless nights, it could be a sign that you are crashing. If you are not motivated, particularly in things that motivate you, things that interest you. For example, if you are a footballer, if you love playing football or you love watching football, yet playing or watching football no longer interests you, it could be a sign that you are crashing. Then frequent anger could as well be a sign. And then above all, when you feel hopeless, when you feel life has nothing good to offer you anymore, it could be a sign that the Superman that you think you are has run out. And now you are no longer a Superman. You are an ordinary man. And these are signs that you need help as quickly as possible so that you do not crash. We need you. We want you. We want you strong. We want you alive. We want you healthy, psychologically, physically, mentally, so that you can contribute to the development of our society. Therefore, do not suffer unduly, unnecessarily under these signs. There's a question there that which signs have you observed in yourself? I'll leave you to reflect over this and answer it yourself, particularly the men who are here. If you face any of these these signs that I have listed over here, take a second look at them and do the needful. And when we move forward, I'll be sharing with you some of the things that you can do to get help, to get out of the psychological load that you may be facing. Now, research helps us to understand that there are several protective factors, there are several strategies that we can employ if we were to be facing any of the signs that I've shared on this slide. So what are some of those strategies? I've listed some of them here, and then I've picked 3 of them, which I will explain into some detail when we move to the next slide. So some of those strategies are: 1, getting social support; 2, trying to cultivate healthy relationships; 3, trying to ensure what we call self-care; 4, ensuring adequate financial planning; 5, being emotionally aware of yourself, things that trigger your emotional outbursts, you should be aware of those things; and finally, community involvement. As I said, because of time, we will not be able to digest all of this. So I have picked 3 of them, which I will explain. The first one, building your support cycle or support team. If you are a father, you need certain things. And those things you need, 1, are friends that you can trust, friends that you can tell your story to, friends that can listen to you and share ideas with you, not friends that will suck you some more, not friends that will add salt to your injury. Then you also need a family. Unfortunately, in a part of the world, there are some people who don't want their families to even know where they are, where they live. But my dear friends, family, especially healthy family, good family support, can take you out of the psychological load that you may be facing as a father. Then you need mentors. Mentors are people that you can pick ideas from, people who have been where you want to be, people who have seen it all, who are more experienced than you, who can provide some perspectives that will help you out of your challenges. Then, of course, we can live out faith communities. By faith communities, what do we mean? We mean the churches, we mean the mosques, we need the African traditional religious cycles. People who are within those communities that you belong to. If you are a Christian, you go to your fellow Christians. If you are a Muslim, you go to your fellow Muslims for support. It's a way of building your team of support. And then lastly, you need to get professional support. This is where I'll highlight the role that counseling plays in alleviating the psychological load of fatherhood. These days, as I said, we are creating awareness about psychology and about counseling. And if you didn't know, I can mention to you the Tusi Institute of Counseling and Technology. It's an institute that trains counselors, is an institute that also practices So if you have any counseling related issue, if you have any issue that requires counseling, you can go to them. They are not the only ones. You heard in the introduction that I serve as a professional psychologist on Counselor Prince Consult. It's another counseling unit that you can rely on. There are so many of them. So my dear brothers and sisters who are playing fatherly roles, do not wallow in pain. There is help that you can get from building a strong and vibrant support team for yourself. And these things will come readily to assist you in case you are in any need of a psychological help. The second strategy is to redefine what you call strength, particularly in our part of the world. Again, when we say a man, bemensu, as a man, you don't have to cry. As a man, you must be strong. You need to redefine that. So traditionally, we think that when we talk about strength of a man, we are talking about you should never struggle, someone who should never struggle. But as I shared with you under myths and reality, that is just a myth. The reality is that, or the true or healthy view is that when we talk about strength, then we are saying that, oh, you can face struggles. And when you are facing struggles, you need to feel free to seek help when it becomes necessary. So, my dear fathers, this is another thing we need to do. Try to redefine strength. Try to understand that it is okay as a man to have some financial challenges sometimes. It is okay to get angry sometimes. It is okay to get tired. It is okay to feel all of the things that you feel. And when you do not think less of yourself as a man. It is okay to cry as a man if you have to. Cry, and crying or shedding tears, as I mentioned earlier, is therapeutic. It will relieve you of a lot of the emotions that you are bottling up, so that once you vent them, they do not explode. They do not pop like the champagne will pop, as I was alluding to. So, men, feel free to cry if you have to. But let me chip in. I heard someone say that it's okay for men to cry, but you need to know when to cry. You need to know why you are crying. You need to know who is present when you are crying. And you need to know where you are crying. Yes, it's important to be aware of those things. Let us take the third strategy. And that strategy is to prioritize self-care. Self-care is very, very important. Take care of yourself, father. Take care of yourself, man. How do you take care of yourself? Take care of your physical self by exercising regularly. Routine exercise is very important. But be careful. Before you embark on any exercise routine, seek professional help from exercise therapists so that they recommend the appropriate exercise for you. Because at certain ages, certain physical exercises are not good for you. So you may decide to walk, you may decide to jog, you may decide to run, you may decide to go to the gym, you may decide to swim, you may decide to do any other physical activity that your physical health experts may recommend. Sleep is very, very important. It's a self-care strategy that you need to employ. If you seek the proper help and you engage in adequate exercise, it boosts your sleep pattern. And once a while, feel free and sleep and wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning and don't feel guilty about that, particularly at the weekend. Make time and pamper yourself in bed. Make time and ask for breakfast in bed. And then above all, at the physical domain, ensure that you eat healthy, eat well. Make sure that you are eating food that gives you the medication that you need, not taking your medication as your food. So eat the greens, eat all the things that give the vitamins, the proteins, eat them in the right quantity, eat them at the right time. Nutritionists have taught us that skipping breakfast is not good. So learn not to skip breakfast. Eat healthy breakfast. Eat lunch well. Eat supper at the right time. Remember the advice offered by our president, President Mahama, not to eat heavy banku beyond 7 in the evening. When you do all of those things, they will take care of the physical domain. Then the mental domain, you can engage in reflection, you can engage in relaxation, and take on hobbies that you enjoy and engage in them. Then also you see that social has come here again. You need friends. You need friends. You need recreation. Yes. So things that you enjoy, do them. If you enjoy going to the stadium, do. If you enjoy watching the television or watching movie, do. Listen to music. Anything that you do that keeps you alive, that keeps you going, that reduces your stress, you must do. So I have here an assignment for you. Identify one self-care habit that you would like to improve this week. Whether at the mental domain, at the social domain, or at the physical domain. Write it down somewhere that this is what I want to do this week, the week starting tomorrow, up to Friday, or up to next week this time. This is what I want to do at the mental domain, physical domain, social domain, and embark on that. I encourage you to do this. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are 3 strategies that you can employ as a father, as a lady playing fatherly roles to reduce the psychological burden or strain that may be upon you. My dear audience, as we are trying to wrap up, let us take note of the following takeaways from this webinar. Take note that fatherhood is demanding. Again, take note that psychological load is real. By psychological load, you remember what we discussed: stress, depression, burnout, guilt. All those things are real. You will not experience them less because you go to church or you go to the mosque to pray. You have to be aware of them, fully aware of them, that they are real. We need to also remind ourselves that mental health matters as much as physical health. So whilst we are taking care of our physical health, we should also take care of our mental health. We should remember as well that support is very, very necessary in all of this. That is why I spoke about seeking support, professional psychological support from the right people who can assist you. Just as when you fall sick, you go to the hospital for the medical experts to attend to you. At the physical domain, when you experience any psychological strain, you also need help from those who are trained to handle that. Then self-care is not selfish. When you are taking care of yourself, as I said, if you decide that, oh, this weekend, I'm not going to wake up earlier than 8 a.m., you should not feel guilty about it. And you should not think that when you do that, it is selfish or it's a sign of laziness. No, you are doing that deliberately in order to take care of yourself. Then you should also remember that strong fathers seek support when the need arises. Strong fathers don't bottle things up. Strong fathers don't think that they are a superman who have to carry every burden, who have to bottle everything up and not talk about them and crash at the end. Beloved, here is a statement I want you as a father to complete. After this seminar, I will be a healthier father by decide what you want to do, whether by seeking support, whether by doing self-care, whether by sleeping well, whatever you would like to do, fill the gap, write it down, stick to it, work with it, and you'll be glad you did. As we close, I would like to emphasize that being a great father does not mean carrying everything alone. And that is why we need our women to support us, which is why I'm also excited that we have them on this call supporting us. So we need the women. We need our children to support us, which is why I'm happy to also see people who are potential fathers on the call, because you need to understand that your father, if you are a potential father, if you are yet to be a father, you need to understand that your father is going through a lot. And if you are a woman over here, you need to understand that your husband or the men that are in your family are going through a lot. So they need your support. Let us also remind ourselves that the strongest fathers are not those who never struggle. In fact, struggle is a part of life, and we need to understand that and then accept it, but accept to go through struggle the right way so that we do not crash. Let us as well remind ourselves that there are those who recognize their limits. That is, good fathers, strong fathers are those who recognize their limits. They care for their well-being, and they allow themselves to receive support when it becomes necessary. So, my dear wonderful fathers who are listening to this presentation, I am reminding you again that you do not, and I repeat for the third time, you do not need to be a superman in order to be a good father. You can be an ordinary man that you are and still be a great father by implementing some of the strategies that we have shared with you in this webinar. Finally, your family needs you. I need you. Ghana needs you. Wherever country you come from, they need you. Your society needs you. So we need you to be present. We need you to be mentally healthy and alert, as well as physically healthy, so that we can together contribute to the development of our society. So at the end of it all, despite the challenges of fatherhood, you can agree with me that it can be rewarding as well. Thank you for your audience. I think I'll pause here, and then Wisdom will help me. If there are questions and discussions, we take them, and then we can bring the session to an end. Thank you once again for your audience.
Thank you so much, Sunday school teacher. We are so we see Doc and his Sunday school children in the image on the last slide. Thank you so much, Doc. It is a beautiful presentation. And I see in the chat our audience, showing their appreciation. Thank you all over. And it's great. So we'll have our Q&A and then we'll wrap up. I think there was a point you made that someone said the crying, it's important where you cry, why you cry, how you cry. And I think a few people didn't really get the point. And I tried responding in the chat that it's not really a matter of crying. Crying is important, but every action comes with consequences. So emotional intelligence also teaches you to know where to cry, why you are crying. So if you would want to throw some more light on that comment.
Oh, you have done a good job already. The only addition I have is, for example, if you have an issue with your spouse, you are a man, you have an issue with your spouse, and then you go to your in-laws to discuss the issue with your in-laws, and all of a sudden you burst you burst out into tears, and then you are shedding tears in the presence of your in-laws. that would be a wrong place of shedding tears, for example. So, and then that would be a wrong time as well. So that would be an example of knowing where you cry, knowing why you cry, knowing when you cry, and who is present when you are crying. I believe the point is clear now. Thank you.
Yes. And it goes for all, whether you are a man or a woman. It's
Thank you.
important to manage our emotions in some places. You can cry in front of the wrong person, and they'll take advantage of that unduly.
Thank you.
All right. So the other question, I think one person wants some clarity on, where is it? The financial planning, if you can throw some more light on the financial planning element.
Okay, yes, financial planning, where is it? It is here, yes. A very important point, because remember we said that one of the pressures that fatherhood comes with is finance. And if you want to escape that challenge, that pressure of finance, then you need to plan well. I'll give you one typical example. If you know that in Ghana, we spend a lot of money during Christmas, in December, during Christmas, because that is the time you like to give some hampers. That is the time you have to buy clothes and new clothes and new shoes for the kids. That is the time you want to do some acts of kindness. That is the time you like to travel. Then you need to start planning your Christmas in January. For example, your December 2026 Christmas must be planned starting January 2026. You must start saving, putting some money aside, or engage in some investment that will bring some income, so that you do not take your December salary and spend all of them doing all the things I mentioned above. You return in January and realize that two of your children are going back to school. They are in senior high school. They are going back. And the junior high school and the primary school ones are also there. You have to take care of them. You have to pay the bills. And you realize that January doesn't have 31 days. Rather, it has 61 days. Then you'll be in trouble. So that is what the financial planning requires. If you plan and plan very well, particularly seeking advice from financial planning experts, you will have a lot of, you'll be cushioned, so that a lot of the financial pressures will reduce. I believe I have answered this question.
Yes, Doc. Thank you so much. So Shulamite Kofi, please, you can unmute and then speak.
Okay, thank you. So listening to this presentation has made me reflect on my own father. Yeah, because throughout my life, I've seen him work hard and carry all the responsibilities of our family, even with the support of my mom. Yeah, and I feel fortunate to have him. Yeah, so right now my question is, as his daughter, what practical things can I do to support my father's mental and emotional well-being? Yeah, like ways I can encourage him to stay healthy, happy, and present for us.
Beautiful question, Shulamite, and I'm so grateful that you have asked this very wonderful question. As a daughter, you can play a lot of role in reducing the emotional, the psychological, the financial pressure on your father by applying the knowledge you have gained from this webinar. One, not giving him undue pressure if he is not able to provide what he is supposed to provide for you. Because I know, for example, that some children, when their parents, some children who are in school, when their parents tell them, oh, I'm supposed to give you 500 cedis for school, but I'm not able to get all 500 cedis for you. So take 300. In a week's time, I will send you the remaining. The children won't take the 300. Some children, some some children won't take the 300. They will say all manner of things. They will throw tantrums. Some of them will even reject the money. If you do that, you are only increasing the woes of your father, the psychological load of your father. But if you are understanding, then you are helping your father not to worry so much. They know that Shulamite, if I give her 300 to keep, so that I add the remaining in a week's time, she will understand. That is one other thing. That is one thing you can do. Another thing you can do is to go to daddy and educate him on this, the knowledge you have learned, you have picked from this presentation. That daddy, feel free to ask for help. I know this center at Oyarifa called to see Institute of Counseling and Technology, where you can seek help, psychological help, if you need one. So let me know if you're undergoing any pressures that you think you need a professional counseling help. I will direct you there. That is another way. You can also let your father know that another very important factor is friends and family circles. So keep friends that you can trust, keep friends that can provide help. It is not every financial need that you need to run to the bank for. You can pick soft loan from some trusted friends. That is because if you pick loans from the banks or financial institutions, you'll be paying sometimes very huge interest on them. But if you have trusted friends who are supportive, you can pick soft loans from them that you have to also be human and credible enough to pay back, so that another time when you need it, you can get. So you can encourage daddy to also keep some of those trusted friends. I believe these three strategies can help you to share the wonderful knowledge that you have gained from this webinar with daddy, to contribute to his healthy psychological state of mind. Thank you.
All right, Doc. Thank you. Please, I don't know. Okay, the hands have gone off. There were two hands, but they've dropped it. So in the chat, where are you? So, Doc, please, can you explain again the healthy relationship? Because some works covers all time. So does it affect that or not? I'm not sure I get the question, but
neither am I. But I will explain healthy relationships. Yes. So long as we have healthy relationships, we also have toxic relationships. There are some relationships that are toxic. And when we talk about relationships, you can think about relationship with your family, immediate family, relationship with your extended family, relationship with your colleagues at work. And as I said, there are some of those relationships that are toxic, even with close family members. There are some people who I don't know how to describe them, but I don't want to use certain words. There are some people who are simply happy when there is chaos. So if you are in a relationship with anybody who loves chaos, run out of it quickly. Be in a relationship with people who make you feel comfortable, people who make you feel loved, people who make you feel accepted, people who make you laugh. You can crack jokes and laugh and not feel guilty about it. Relationships such as those can be described as healthy relationships. I believe I've answered that question.
Yes, please. So a relationship that makes you better and helps you to feel better. All right.
Thank you. A relationship that helps you to be a better person, a better version of yourself. A relationship, not a relationship that always takes something from you or that makes you less of yourself.
Then one person is saying to help your father. That's in relation to
Shulamite's question.
Yes. To help your father, choose a correct man as a husband if you are yet to. Okay.
Oh, that's a wonderful contribution. I think I love that. Because
So,
some children-in-law can also be a trouble.
okay, all right. Um, so I think Mavis wanted clarity on that statement by the person, but I think the bit about how some children-in-law can be troublesome uh, makes that clearer.
Okay.
All right. So Marjorie says, should we also run away from toxic marriages?
A good question over there. And my straightforward answer to you is yes. And if your definition of toxic marriage is what I have in mind, and here and now I will define what I consider to be toxic marriage. Marriage in which your life is at stake. Marriage in which you are physically, emotionally, and mentally tortured. Marriage which can lead to your death. Marriage which will infringe harm on you is toxic. I will not advise or counsel anyone's daughter to remain in such a marriage. So seek help first. I'm a Christian. I do not believe in divorce, but I do not believe in toxic marriages or toxic relationships either. Because I believe that when you go to heaven, God is not going to ask you, God is not going to allow you into heaven because of your marriage. But if you are in a toxic relationship and that relationship, that marriage or that relationship leads you to do something untoward, that can prevent you from going to heaven. So my straightforward answer, yes, run and run and run from toxic relationships. Thank you.
Okay, Doc, thank you. Thank you so much. So Marjorie is thanking you for your sincere answer. So those who are asking whether the recording will be made available, yes, it will. Now, I know that there are some who have joined who don't belong to any of our platforms, to see related platforms. And so we are streaming the Zoom session on YouTube as well. So there are some people who are watching on YouTube. So what it means is that even after the Zoom meeting, once you go to our YouTube page to see media, that's the name on YouTube. Once you go on to see media on YouTube, you'll be able to still find the session there. So there are those who are watching on sorry. Yes. So those who are not on any to see related page, you can just go on our YouTube page and re-watch it. And what it also means is that you can see the presentation, the PowerPoint presentation, while also watching. For those who are on any to see platform, you will see the audio recording placed on those platforms. The PowerPoint presentation will also be shared on those platforms. We have a WhatsApp channel to see Institute of Counseling and Technology. If you type to see Institute on WhatsApp, the channel search list, you may find us. Over there, I will also share the PowerPoint presentation and a link to both the video on YouTube and then the audio recording on the Google Drive. So those are ways that you will be able to get the recording.
Great.
The slides,
that's comprehensive enough.
Yeah, the slides will also be shared. So, Doc, there's one more question here. Should you marry a woman who is already giving you signs that not being financially stable per her requirement will be problematic in the marriage? So, should you marry a woman who already is giving you signs that once you are not financially stable, it will be a problem in the marriage?
Oh, this one too, I have an honest and straightforward answer. Why should you do that? Why should you marry? Once that's already a red flag. That's already a red flag. And remember that we said that financial pressures are one of the important psychological loads that fatherhood comes with. So if you have seen that this woman is giving you this indication, why go ahead and marry them? I do not think that you should see fire and put your hand in it. Thank you.
All right, Doc. Thank you so much. Thank you. So okay, I see one last hand. iPhone, please. Your name is not there. iPhone, you can unmute.
Yeah, I also see that. Yeah.
Good evening. Thank you. Doug, I want to ask, for example, like my father's family, they don't really support my father in any ways, but anytime my father try to give out something, like show appreciation to them, but they don't receive it in good heart. So with this, can I advise my father to ignore and move on with new things, or that's what I want to know?
This one is a tricky one. Well, yes, of course, if you are trying to help someone that doesn't see or that doesn't show appreciation, for me as a person, it's not good to continue. It's difficult for me to answer this question directly, but I think that is the answer I can give. Yes. I don't want to add anything more. Thank you.
All right. So case by case basis, you look at the family you are and how the relationship is, and then you advise yourself.
Sure.
Yes. All right. So some are asking whether they can get certificates. So certificate of participation. Yes. So we can make that available at a fee of 50 cedis. So certificates at a fee of 50 cedis. I will share a link in the form in a moment. You can fill it up.
If you
or
want
you
a certificate.
Yes, for the certificate of participation. I'm also typing a number in the chat. 0554 111 444. That's our office line. You can also call or send the WhatsApp message for the certificate. I'll share a link also in the chat very soon. Then you can fill it. Doc, okay. So what's the sign of a red flag in a relationship?
What is the sign of a red flag?
That's someone's question.
Oh no, red flag simply means danger. And there are several of that. They come in different shades, different colors, different sizes, and different formats. So it depends on the specific relationship. For some people, it may be anger management issues. Maybe one of the people in the relationship can't manage their anger well. Maybe for another, it could be hygiene issues. For another, it could be physical brutality. For another, it could be theft. You see? So these are just examples of dangers. And we call them dangers because they will not provide health for the relationship. They will trouble the relationship. So we call them by another name, red flags. So you should look out for them, particularly if you are concerned about any of those things, then you should know that it's a danger. But if you are not concerned, you see, let me also make the point clear that certain things may be of concern to you, but you can tolerate them. For example, hygiene issues. Maybe you are in a relationship with someone who doesn't iron their clothes, who doesn't care when their clothes are not ironed, or who doesn't, excuse my language, who doesn't take very good care of their hair. If that is of grave concern to you, then that's a red flag. But if that is something you can manage, if that is something you can tolerate, then it's not a red flag. You see? So it is not a straight jacket thing for us to say, oh, not keeping your hair well is a red flag for everybody. No. For some, it may be a red flag. For another, it is not. I believe I've answered that question.
Yes, Doc. I think that is very helpful. So I have shared, once again, I've shared our number, the office line 0554 111 444 in the chat. If you want to speak to us on any counseling issue or any project, you can use that number. If you also want to request for the certificate of participation, you can do so. Some are also asking for the link to the WhatsApp channel and the YouTube channel. I have put it in the Zoom chat. Please, you can check there and then copy it. But if you go online and you type to see media, you find on YouTube to see media, on TikTok to see media, and then on WhatsApp to see Institute of Counseling and Technology, on Facebook to see Institute of Counseling and Technology. All right, Doc. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for the responses. I think there's one hand. I'll take that, and then we wrap up for today. Wolanyo Apewu.
Yes, this Wolanyo. Thank you for the opportunity. I just want to say thank you to Doc for the presentation. I'm so much blessed. I think Doc has to come back with a topic on relationship. If you listen to the concern of our youth, one mentioned a toxic marriage, and I was going to ask whether the marriage is toxic for both parties or just toxic for only one party. And it all starts with understanding of marriage and the preparedness or how well we are prepared before we enter. So I'm grateful for the presentation, Doc. God bless you. We wish to see you once very soon.
Great. Thank you very much for those compliments. Reverend Wolanyo Apewu was my mate. Thank you for joining and thank you for the wonderful words. Yes, you see, as the saying goes, one person's poison is another person's meat. So what is poison in a relationship for one of the partners may not be poisonous for the other. So it is, the Bob Marley says, who feels it knows it all. So it is the one who thinks that a particular thing is poisonous for them that considers the thing a poisonous relationship. I hope you get it. So yes. It depends on the individual.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I have posted right now a link to request for the certificate. So you will see request for certificate. Either you do that through the form or you call our office number and then you will be attended to. I see, I don't know whether it is Doc or Auntie Ruth, but please unmute to see Institute.
All right, thank you so much. This Cecilia Ya Osia Titudankwa, aka To See Baby. I decided not to talk, but I think I want to say a very big thank you. Thank you to Dr. John Kofi Sedofia for this wonderful presentation. Johnny, thank you so much. So I just passed through to say thank you. I've been here listening and I've learned a lot and I enjoyed it. And thank you all for loving to see and joining. If this is your first time, this is a great family and we are together here doing what we do best and what we love to do best. Thank you all to see staff present once again. And Johnny, thank you.
Great. I must also say a big thank you to Dr. Cecilia Titudankwa, the founder and principal, and then the vice principal, Wisdom Kujoji, and all the 2C staff for the opportunity given me. Thank you most importantly, our wonderful audience, for your interaction, for your perspectives, for your questions, for all the views and ideas you have shared that have made this presentation a success. I'm grateful for the opportunity And I will any day, anytime welcome another opportunity to interact with you.
You come soon.
Do
You
enjoy.
come soon. John, you come soon.
Okay. Do enjoy the rest of
Thank
your
you.
evening. And once again, a wonderful Father's Day to all the fathers and all the people playing fatherly roles.
Especially you.
All right.
Bye.
Okay. Thank you so much. So please, once again, we are to see Institute of Counseling and Technology. We train counselors. We are accredited by Ghana Psychology Council, the National Teaching Council of Ghana as well. So if you want to be trained to be a counselor, to practice as a counselor, an additional profession to what you're already probably doing, you can call us 0554 111 444, or just search for us on Google to see Institute. Then you will see our website to follow. We also offer counseling services. You can get in touch. If you have a project, a mental health project, you want us to partner with you on it, you can also get in touch. So thank you so much, Dr. Sedofia. Thank you. And thank you, Dr. Cecilia Tutudankwa, also for speaking to us. The certificate is 50 CDs. Please contact our office number, or you can fill the form, the Google form I posted earlier. I've reposted it now, and then you get in touch. All right. Thank you. Please enjoy your night. Oh, I see a hand. Sorry. Samsung, you can speak and then we go. Samsung. Okay, I can't hear the person. To see.
Yeah, this Cecilia again. I don't know if you already mentioned the package the training we are doing for the pastors. We are currently running a program promoting mental health in the body of Christ, promoting mental health in the body of Christ. The aim is to put all pastors and their wives together, or ministers of God and their spouses, and train them at least to get a certificate in counseling to support the pastoral care. And because it's a project we are running, to see Institute is taking 50% of the fee. Is highly subsidized. There are 2 certificates. We are running certificate in counseling and then certificate in marriage counseling. These 2 would have cost 7,000, I think 600, but we are paying, or those involved will pay 3,600 per person, and it is for ministers and wives. So if you are in a church or you belong to a group of religious body and you want your ministers and wives to have this, you can contact us and we can do it for them. People have enrolled and they are really benefiting. Thank you. So take opportunity of the subsidized fee, and then let your pastors and wives also be trained. Thank you.
All right, Doc. Thank you so much. Once again, you can rewatch the session on our YouTube page to see media. The link is in the Zoom chat. You can also follow our WhatsApp channel. The link is in the Zoom chat so that you'll be able to get any materials we share. Thank you all so much. God bless you and have a good night and a good week.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you, Prof. We saw you at Pen TV.
That's great.
Bye.
It's
That's right.